Noonatalk.
I'm Zara.
And I'm Sophia. We are Noonatalk, where we are a podcast where we talk about K-pop, K-drama, K-culture, K-beauty, and everything else about being a K-stan, especially if you're a Desi stan. But if you're not, we welcome you too. We are on all podcasting platforms like Spotify podcasts, Apple podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, wherever podcasts are available. And we also do videos every week on YouTube.
So remember to subscribe to the channel to see more such videos, and also like this video because it's a great video.
You can also follow us on Instagram for all of our other fun content where we do fun polls and quizzes in the stories. And we also do a lot of carpool karaoke of K-pop songs.
Yeah.
If you are interested, you should check that out 100%.
So today we're doing another episode in our series called Kdrama or Kflop, where we watch the first episode of popular K-dramas to decide whether or not it's worth watching a K-drama or not so much a Kflop. And what are we watching this week?
A very, very, very special episode of K-drama or K-flop, where it's not technically a K-drama, but it is definitely Netflix banking upon the popularity of K-dramas
And K-pop.
And giving us EXO Kitty, which is a spin-off of To All the Boys I've Loved Before. If any of you have not watched it, great, you're not missing out on anything.
Which is a 3-part movie.
It's a movie? Or
They're all movies.
Oh, okay.
They're all movies. Which is why I thought EXO Kitty was also a movie until like today, where I found out it's an 8-episode
I don't know.
TV show.
It's a series basically, because people stay more engaged in series than they do in this thing. But let's read the synopsis. Okay. Kitty, the youngest of the Covey sisters, embarks on a quest to find true love. Okay, I'll give you a better synopsis because I have seen the trailer. Kitty, who is the younger sister of one of the...
Oh, she is the youngest because they have another older sister.
Anyway, so Kitty is the youngest sister whose mother was Korean and died. What happened to their mom?
Yeah, I think she's dead.
Basically, the mother's not in the picture, probably dead. She she's like, oh, I need to connect with my Korean roots because she lives in America with a white dad and an Indian parent. Also, she apparently found some boy toy in Korea who she wants to meet. So she goes to Korea, to a Korean high school for a semester.
Oh, it's just a semester.
Oh, I think so.
Okay. Just straight off of listening to this. Okay, so I really enjoyed the first To All the Boys. I did not enjoy the second one. I didn't watch the third one. So my expectations are kind of low for this. And I don't, like, just given the fact that it's high school, I don't know if I'm the audience for this.
Okay, cool. So we'll watch it and we'll get back to you and tell us what we really think. And we're back.
Woo. That was really short.
Yeah, okay, because most K-dramas are 50 freaking minutes long, and they
if not longer.
And yeah, this
was a refreshing change of 28 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is how old school sitcoms used to be. Shout out if you were like, around in that time of like Friends.
Yeah. So we find Kitty, the girl we talked about already, and she's feeling lonely because apparently everybody else is like booed up and her boo is all the way in Korea. So she's like, "Main bhi jaungi." She goes to Korea and she meets this girl and she's like, "Oh, maybe we can be friends." Later you'll find out they can't be friends. And then nothing really happens because in this entire episode, she goes to Korea to meet her boyfriend and she meets the boyfriend and
the end of the episode. That's it.
There are spoilers in this.
Yeah,
in our episode. So maybe if you don't want any spoilers,
click away.
Go away.
But if you're sticking around, basically we find out
that the boyfriend is cheating on her with like the girl she met on the way, who's like a chaebol Ulzong. She's some celebrity. Everyone's like behind the scene.
Also the daughter of the principal.
Yeah. Who is also like owner of some hotel company.
The father is,
Yeah. So they're definitely like chaebol kid.
And it also turns out that the principal was childhood friends with Kitty's mother.
But for some reason, she doesn't acknowledge it.
Mystery.
Wonder why.
Thoughts?
I liked it. I was like, I knew what I was getting into, first off. Like, I knew about the guy cheating because I think they showed that in the trailer. If you haven't seen the trailer, then you might not know. but they shouldn't have. But I guess you need to like build something. Yeah, it was fun, light, very easy to watch. Like at no point was I like, oh my god, khatam kab hoga. Maybe because we did watch it in 1.5x. So if you're watching it at regular pace, I
Maybe,
don't know how your
yeah.
experience would change. But yeah, it was like a light, fun, very like nothing surprised me. Dialogue was meh. Chat
Chat
GPT
GPT,
vibes.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. It was very light. It was a very easy watch. For me, it wasn't fun. Like, it wasn't a fun experience because it was just very basic storytelling. At no point, like, it was so
They're
much
like, oh
foreshadowing.
yeah, I know. They're looking, oh, this is happening, and then this would happen.
Yeah, there was so much foreshadowing. Absolutely every scene had that, where it was just the setup was always
Yeah.
happening.
It was like, oh, Kitty, don't oversleep because you have to go to your prom. And then
And then
Kitty
she
oversleeps.
Yeah, all of these sort of things, like, it was just, that doesn't make it an enjoyable experience for me. Like, sometimes of course it works because it's humorous or whatever, but like, not everything can
And
be
that can't be, that can't be your entire
shtick.
show.
Yeah, absolutely. They did introduce some secondary characters who are friends with the boyfriend question mark.
Jay.
Yeah, so like Q and Mino, who, the way, like, when she talks about them, she says, oh, you're the fellow American heart of gold jock, and it's just like, that's exactly what the character description was. They wrote that down. They found some guy who seems like mixed race, brought him in, and Mino is this like stylish, arrogant dude, and that's what they brought in. And it's a very stereotype show. Like, if you're one of those people who was blessed to be alive in 2003 and watched Mean Girls come out, they do this explanation of their cafeteria where they divide them into what people are and what archetype they fit into. This is exactly that right now. Like, in the first episode, you can categorize the people as they come.
Yeah. One fun thing about this show was that if you love K-pop and like they have every 5 minutes just to keep all of us like K-pop fans hooked, they'll be like, here's a BTS song, here's a 17 song, here's a Blackpink song, here's a Somi song.
And like, they're so clever with it. Okay, this is something I thought was really clever, where they didn't just take like popular hits. Like, it's not like Dynamite Chalaya, it's not like Dudu Chalaya. By the way, which, I mean, it's not surprising because Kill This Love was in the first To All the Boys as well. It was a part of the OST. So it wasn't a surprise that K-pop featured, but like the way it was featured, like the way it was featured, it was there in her arrival montage. It's there the prom. Like, in 28 minutes, you heard a great playlist. You heard the K-pop Debak playlist on Spotify.
It was very true. I still missed having any aespa or New Jeans here, but hopefully it'll be there in the coming episodes.
Yeah.
But so that was like kind of fun. I think another fun thing was I liked some of the outfits. I think they were cute.
They weren't not cute.
Another thing I liked was the tertiary characters, actually, not even the secondary one, which was the principal, the husband, other people. Like, they felt authentically Korean. Like, it didn't just feel like they got an American character to play an Asian person's role, like with their accents and their behavior. They did feel like Korean people who knew how to speak in English, which was like what their characters were. And I think I appreciate that. And also, I think there's a lot of Korean speaking also featured in it. It's like 70% English and 30% Korean, which I think is very interesting. And, understanding their audience and knowing these are people who probably watch K-drama, so they're used to subtitles.
Reading subtitles.
Yeah. So
the only thing I felt like, I mean, I speak as a person who isn't fluent, but like, I felt like there wasn't that the Konglish thing, like that hasn't featured
happened yet, but
it was very straightforward, like this sentence in English, this sentence in Korean. I mean, I already said my cons, where it was something like it just like, it felt very bland. It was what you expect. It wasn't bad. It was just it's like one of those Netflix movies that they released during Christmas time, where it's like where Vanessa Hudgens falls in love with somebody. It's a thing. She's in like some 5-year contract with them for sure.
Like Noah Centineo was.
But yeah, no, it wasn't. Maybe again, like, I do think it's maybe just I am not the demo they're targeting to.
Because you've already seen Mean Girls, but what about the people who didn't grow up watching it?
Sucks to be you. No, it's not just that. It's not just that. Like, it was a little too basic. Like you can have this storyline, you can have this girl travels to new adventure
to
story,
meet boy, but like boy doesn't work out, so you're doing something.
Yeah, you're
else.
like growing as a person and all of that.
Every Sophie Kinsella novel ever.
Yeah, and every rom-com ever.
Every Meg Cabot book ever.
Meg Ryan has done enough of these. Like, we know it's a thing, but it just like there are ways of making it a little more interesting. There were definitely ways of making it more dynamic within this like time period. Like, this could have been a movie aside from the texting part, but this could have been a movie from 1992, and nobody would be surprised.
True. I think another kind of adding to it where it's everything just felt very shallow or surface level, which is like attributed to just not putting in enough effort. Where she was like, oh, I just want to go. And her parents are like, okay, great, go. And it's just like, give me something more. Like, give me the Asian parent being like, are you sure? Like, you want to go? Is it safe? Or like, something as simple as when you land, your mom will call you and be like, oh, have you landed? Or just her having a flight experience. Like, it didn't feel real. It felt like you're brushing over everything just to get to whatever your plot is without building any. There's no build up. I mean, there was a build-up, but it wasn't like fleshed out enough, which is just like lazy writing again. Where it's like, oh, this happened, this happened, this happened, and then here all of this was just to lead up to this one scene where she finds out that her boyfriend is cheating on her, and that was, not fun.
I do have a pro, and I forgot when we were saying this in the pros thing.
Queer storyline.
Yeah, oh my god, how did you know this? But yeah, the queer storyline is really great. I think
that Asian.
That was the thing. I was like, Netflix has done this in the past. It's not a new thing. You know, woke and queerness are being like slowly thrown into storylines more and more often. But to make it A, female driven, B, Asian, like East
not,
Asian,
not Asian American.
Yeah, I think
Asian
that's
descent.
a very important. I mean, of course, they still remain like. I mean, the one character we have met is a very privileged Asian.
Sure,
but still, like it's storytelling that hasn't existed in the past, so it's great to have that right now.
That is true. And like a lot of people will be like, oh, it's baiting or whatever. But you know what? We need it. Bait us. It's okay. At least put it.
You're
in
baiting
there.
us with like, you know, pink venom. It's okay. This is another way to bait
us. Exactly. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And final thoughts?
Oh, already you have no other cons?
Sorry. Yeah. I don't have any other cons. I just think the writing was weak. And I think this has been something like we've been watching content recently. I think a lot of American content, and especially, I don't know if this is relevant, but there has been a Writers Guild Association strike happening.
I don't think
payment has been. No, I'm not saying that has been affected, but this is just a trend where writers aren't being valued and paid as much with the income with the coming in of AI and everything. There is like a movement to kind of push out writers, and I think that is affecting the quality of writing that is happening in content. And I think a lot of K-dramas, K-dramas I've seen a mix where there is quality and there isn't quality. But in Western content, it's definitely like kind of showing. And I think this kind of felt like it didn't feel AI written, but it did feel like badly written, like
lazy writing.
Lazy. Like you didn't pay them enough. You're like, jaldi se, just do it. You know.
Yeah.
It's like you had this.
No, I don't know. I don't even know if it was like just do it. I just felt more like they said.
Thought me.
No. They said कि इतने में इतना ही मिलेगा vibes. Like you're gonna pay me $100, I will give you $100 script. It felt like that. It didn't feel rushed. Like it just felt low quality. Low effort.
Yeah, like you found someone on Fiverr, you're like $5. Like $5.
Lol.
So yeah, that's what it felt like, and it really gave that. Like you could really tell, like what Zara was talking about, where the build-up, you could tell everything was foreshadowed. So if foreshadowing is a tool, use it once. Don't like make that
the tool.
Everything is foreshadowed.
Oh, I did have another con. The acting. I don't know if it's a con. Like I'm sure at 17 this is how we behaved as well. But it felt very one note. Like she was happy throughout for the first 20 minutes, and the last.
Oh yeah, that's a big con. I hated her. Like the lead character. Why do you have so much joy in life? I cannot. Okay. I cannot.
I do hate the fact that she's called Kitty. I think that 70s show also did that. They made a Catherine a Kitty. I don't like that, but that's a very specific thing. No, but like for the first 20 minutes she's happy and she's like joyful, and then she gets sad and she's like sad. It was just that. There was no like depth of thought or anything. She like
Depth थी नहीं कहीं भी नहीं.
it was very shallow.
It was shallow. I
It was
think,
shallow.
yeah, and like how a lot of K-dramas do this thing where they kind of build up side characters. I didn't see that also.
So far.
Maybe it happens, who knows? It doesn't feel like it feels very like kitty centric, which I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. But
Final thoughts.
What are your final thoughts?
So I'm a little concerned. Okay, like I said, this is a storyline we have seen. I have definitely seen for like decades. This is not new. Roman Holiday was basically this storyline. But my problem is that I don't think this is not going to follow the template. Okay, the template is usually girl goes, gets heartbroken, discovers herself,
Finds new boy.
Just based off of how this has been set up, what I think is finds herself through new boy is going to happen. Like instead of finding herself and then finding somebody who loves the new version or the evolved version, it's going to be finds new boy and then likes herself. Like I think that's what the setup is becoming, and it is going to be very boy centered. As opposed to Kitty discovers herself. Like that's
I think the show has been boy centered. Like she's moving for the boy, and then she
Haan.
throws in mummy ka like
Yeah.
in the middle, but it's very like guy centered to begin with.
But that's what I mean, to begin with, and usually then it takes a turn of like, oh, now I will work on myself and love myself, and some other passerby is like, oh, she's working on herself. But I think what's going to happen is she's going to be sad, and they'll be like, oh, you're sad. And she's like, now I am great. So I think that part, I feel it coming.
But that's like a presumption.
Yeah, it is a presumption. It's absolutely a presumption. There's nothing that tells me otherwise, other than the fact that I'm right.
So I thought it was fun, light, enjoyable. If you like these kind, like if you've liked To All the Boys I've Loved Before, if you like light rom-com, high school stuff, if you like Never Have I Ever, like all of those things, if you like those, I'm sure you might enjoy this. If you are a fan of K-pop and really silly K-dramas like that, what is that K-drama called?
Coffee Prince.
No.
Okay, because that was problematic.
The one with the dude from GOT7, Young J.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I don't know what it's called though.
So if you've seen the K-drama with Young J from GOT7 and Minnie from G-Idol called So Not Worth It, it gives similar vibes where it's just like, or even Waikiki Prince or something. Not Waikiki Prince, it's called something.
That was awful.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Waikiki. No. It's not Waikiki Prince bad. That was very bad. Like we couldn't watch more than like 4 minutes.
That was gross. We didn't even watch it. But like those kind of shows, if you like, maybe you might enjoy this because it's like fun, light, fresh, and also not too like there's a lot more English in it, so you can listen to it in the background without having to just read the subtitles. So I think that is an advantage.
Which brings us to the most important question. Do you think it's a K-drama or a K-flop?
I think it's a K-drama. I would watch it, and I would recommend people to check it out. What about you?
If in case it wasn't obvious, it's a K-flop for me, 100%. I wouldn't be able to watch this at all. Not in a way that it's annoying or anything. It's just like, why? Like I can watch so many things else.
Like the 50th rerun of Friends.
It was like watching the 50th rerun of Friends. Like you knew exactly what was going to happen. You weren't laughing at the jokes or anything like
Were
that.
there jokes
In Friends?
No.
Oh.
There were no jokes.
No, remember when he said no English, sir, and then later on spoke English, and they
It
were
wasn't
like
a joke.
it was meant to be. It wasn't funny. That's why.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't catch them.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. Like it was like watching Friends for the 50th time, where you just knew exactly what was going to happen.
The rom-com wasn't coming.
It wasn't coming, and so far it hasn't rommed either.
It will rom.
It had better because like दो चीजें थी उसमें से एक भी नहीं करी. So what did you think about Exo Kitty? Let us know in the comments below. If you haven't watched it so far, would you watch it? Is it on your to be watched? Let us know in the comments below, or you can let us know on our Instagram DMs. We will be back with a brand new episode next week. Will it be a K-drama? Will it be about K-pop? Who knows? Why don't you let us know what you want to watch? I was Zara.
And I was Sophia. We'll see you next time. Bye.
What is happening? What? I never seen a girl crash into a dessert tower before?